Hey folks, we're going to do some more artwork here for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement that we're building for DMsGuild online. So give me a hot second here to check my signal, get through my intro spiel, and then we'll get to work. So let's see. I guess we're going to do a mic check here. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Do a mic check here. 2, 3. Mic 2, 3. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. All right, good. I've got my scratchy throat on, so that's a good indication that I've gotten shit sleep last night, which is actually true. I woke up at a number of points. Not that anyone cares, unless, of course, you like my smexy voice. And if that's the case, then you're really happy that I got a little sleep. So thanks to that. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing game supplements that I illustrate them, then publish them online. I've been working in the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition space for the past 5 years, so there are a slew of links to books in the description down below. If you click into any of those, go into them, you'll see a little thing that says full preview or like an eye icon if you're on a cell phone. Either case, the full previews are extensive on all the works that I publish on the DMsGuild. So if you're here for the pixels and the artwork, there's probably about 150 different illustrations amongst a lot of them. If you are here for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition stuff, then all that content is both for players and DMs alike. So if you think any of that stuff is cool, consider making a purchase to help support the growth of my escape velocity out of my day job. Otherwise, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can follow me on Twitter here at Phil Kearney, or, you know, if you're still on Twitter, or again, like, subscribe, bell icon. We have 210 subscribers, and we'll reach affiliate if we get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you think this stuff is cool that we're working on, then thanks a lot and stick around. So speaking of sticking around, this is the 225th episode that we've ran so far. Now, we built this back around episode 15, so you can go to the Wayback Machine and check that out if you want. Otherwise, what do we do here? We build, so we have an idea, we play test it. If it works, we put it into words. We then hire an editor to make sure the words are smart, and then the editor passes it back to us. We drop it into the MS Word document here, and then we chop up the text into chunks like this. And then as we go further into the process, when a page looks good, we'll extract it from the MS document as a PDF, and then we will import it into Photoshop like here. And then we take these gaps that we have in the page and we fill them with illustrations. So let's zoom in on the current piece that we're working on. We're currently working on the explanation of hit points for siege machines. For range siege weapons, weapons obviously have properties. Large things that are big enough to conceal or to give cover to medium-sized creatures is something that is, you know, worthy of further exploration. So we do, and then we talk about the ship crew specifically and the properties that they have. We talk about, so it takes a siege weapon and a weapon crew to fire and reload a ranged siege weapon. So we go through the mechanics of reload scores and the command die being a reload score. And the illustration that goes along with it is a cuttlefish fighter craft tearing apart a catapult. So we're going to get further into where we're at here. Black and white, back on point. I'm going to take a sip of coffee before we get up and running here. I've made the discovery of the chat window popping out of Google, out of YouTube. So if we get a conversation going here, then I will there we go here. I can extract that conversation so I can read it easier. I'm really happy to have made that discovery. So I'm here 6 days a week, Monday through Friday like this. We're doing Spelljammer Art for the book that we have in production on Monday and Thursday night like last night. We do Eberron adventure cartography, adventure design, NPC token production, and on Saturday I do commissions and personal projects, and I'm currently working on a commission for another adventure set in the Underdark and the Plains, for also Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition that we'll be posting on the DMs Guild. So check that stuff out when I get there. So the way that mangonel works is big weight goes down, small weight goes up. It's a teeter-totter. So you put big stone here. You have big weight, and you have big weight here, and then you have ropes that hold the big stone down. And when you let the ropes free, pendulum, big stone goes down, arm goes up, rock goes wing. So that's how a catapult works. So if you break the central shaft here on the catapult, rock falls down. Rock also stays down, and catapult is sad and no longer works. So you want to get rid of the, you want to remove the ability for the fulcrum to either rotate or break the arm, or break off the spools that turn the catapult. This cuttlefish is going to be capable of doing all of that. So give me a moment here. I'm going to build that out some more, and that means we're going to bump. Remove components from the piece. There we go. I like this song a lot. We're gonna take this. We're gonna duplicate it and then scoot it over. Good. Now we erase the stone, or the word I'm looking for is frame. Cool. All right. So the catapult's good. Or mangonel, I guess, a classification of catapult. Drop down the opacity on that. We're going to call you Mangonel. Next one's up. Let's see. We want to... Whoa. Let's take that down to 3 for now. So mangonel is 10 feet, and the cuttlefish is 20. So we have to make... I think we have to make the mangonel smaller. Hold on, I want to just point out here real quick for anybody that's out there paying attention that this thing is, here's the, here's the page that we're currently working on here. And we've gotten all of the text boxes here and everything to line up really smoothly. There's unfortunately if we build this as a watermark, it fades it out a bit. So that's something that I'm contending with right now. But it doesn't matter because when we do the PDF, it comes out super clean. So I'm just going to export a page here real quick and go with combat preview here, PDF. Options, current page only, document, blop, 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 sample PDF page. And then, so when this thing gets done, you can see that it has the full, it has the full opacity that we expect, and all these elements line up on this page. Get in frame here, buddy. You just gotta stop moving for. Thank you. Stop moving for a second. All right, cool. So that's the full page, and everything looks pretty nicely. So I'm really happy with how this page dressing is coming along. There's some nitpicking that I have to do, like this is like just a hair off, right? So you have to go in here and work on the hairs. So this is an ongoing effort that we're dealing with currently. There it is, I can see it. It's a little bit off. Now it's on point. Yeah, so when I redo that PDF, it should come out okay. So, file, export, PDF, options, document, current page, remove marks and properties. Okay. Go back to combat, sample, PDF, publish, equals, bam. See, now it's fixed. So we're looking good over here. We're doing some good work, and I'm liking how the page dressing is looking. I like the overall feel of it. I like how it's framing it. I'm pretty happy. So, and once we get these things up and running, these navigation buttons will again take us to different chapters inside of the book. So I'm really happy with how this would be the actual PDF that was printed out with the pages. And as we can see here, these icons came out looking really smooth, especially that. Oh my God, that really turned out nicely. So I am very pleased with these icons. My graphic design work is getting smoother as reality continues to evolve, and I am very pleased with that. So that's the state of the thing, right? We've been fixing and nitpicking these edgings here and making sure that all the text lines up properly. Now we have the framing that we have here when we're building these illustrations are now inside of the dressing and the page color that we'll use on the thing. And we'll be able to, we're properly representing now is what I'm basically trying to say. So Anyway, Bob's your uncle. Cheers. Back to the illustration. No one cares. There's our cuttlefish. Big and bad as ever. But that is to say that this project's coming along, man. We still have a number of illustrations to do, but it is well, it's coming along. I don't know what else to say other than there's a lot of work still yet to do, but it's killing it, man. We are absolutely killing it. It's gonna turn out badass when we're done. So I'm really proud to be the guy that built this thing. It's just like with the color mana system. It really turns the sense of scale in combat in D&D on its ear, and that's the kind of stuff that I like to create. There's been a number of other projects that have come out, like what is it? Dark Matter, Wildjammer, Zephyrs, a couple other the Mech Finder PDF Kickstarter that's already been announced. These are all different space systems that play with scale. Some of them play with the 500-foot, like Star Wars. Some of them play with the 500-foot scale. Some of them play at the 50-foot scale, but none of them play with the 550 and 500-foot scale at the same time. And nor do they basically contemplate scaling movement beyond 500 feet into the 1 mile, 10 mile, 100 mile, up to 100 million miles, which is great because I feel like I haven't been scooped. But more importantly, if those are your favorite systems, if you play them and you prefer how they resolve combat and maneuvering and movement more than what you like in this supplement, that's great, because what you can do after, basically this book is like a rival. Once you read how mechanics of movement and relative positioning between whatever systems that you're using, but at any scale, once you read this content, you kind of just automatically absorb the information about how easy scaling in combat can work. So like if you're using Lancer and you're using a more narrative scale, and you're not laying things down on a battlefield, if you don't want to, you certainly can. If you're using the different, the word I'm looking for is if you're looking at the Sky Zephyr system is offering like a third dimension, like an altitude adjustment. So like if you're at a different altitude than your opponent, you have different advantages over them, which is a deeper level of mechanical complexity that makes facing a lot more important in your game, which is great. If that's something that you want to use, you can do that, but you can still have those different planes of altitude implemented at the 550 and 500 foot scale or beyond. Once you've read these mechanics, that sort of idea still works. Relative altitude can still be a factor in your game, but now you can use it at any scale and recognize and understand how those different scales of movement and positioning can affect ships in the void. So that is to say, I love that other games are contemplating these larger scales, but none of them seems to have really steeped themselves in it for a ridiculously long period of time. So it's great that what we're bringing to the table can still be valuable, even if this isn't, even if there's a different system that you sweetheart on. That's great. Go ahead and do that. You can still gain value from this book, and that's all I ever really wanted, was to make sure that I'm bringing things to the table that have value unto themselves. Like you can use my color mana spell point variant rules. You can use those in Pathfinder. You can use those in Beck Me. You can use those Basically, in any D20 system that has a scaling spell point, a scaling level system with any kind of spell points or Vancian points that go along with them. So it's like for Pathfinder, the conversion is nil. Like it's completely transparent. Anything that offers scaling spells by level with either spell slots or spell points can completely use that whole system. It's written for D&D 5e, but the actual overall system of how it interacts with magic and how you pay for magic and how you narrate it is the system doesn't really care. So again, it's just, I like building tools that people can use no matter what. So I'll eventually be moving. I'll have to move out of the 5e space eventually if I'm going to continue building more and more universal tools that can be applied to other things. I'm going to want to move out of the DMsGuild so that I can express them as different systems. But it's easy. I mean, the DMsGuild has ownership of language only. So when I complete this is a big homage to Spelljammer directly. But once I'm done with that, I can take these same mechanics and export them to Lancer and use Lancer code to express the sense of scale, or Starfinder, or first or second edition. It doesn't really matter. If I'm going to go jump ship and play in other role-playing game systems, I'll have to recruit people that understand those other systems better than I do. But like Cypher, it'd be really easy to translate the scaling stuff into the Cypher system. A lot of options. I'm looking forward to wherever it is that the future takes us. Yeah, so basically, as you can see here, this cuttlefish is basically just landing on deck and just tromping on your mangonel here. Let's see. Yeah, like that. let's fix this one. Good. So far, so good. How are we doing? 7 o'clock. We still have an hour. That's awesome. Good. Good, 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 good. Tilt that so it's a little more threatening. And we have a little bit of space up here that we can use the threatening side of it. So like, yeah, that is the proper way. Like that. here. This one here. Take a sip of coffee. Chase it down with some water. Good morning, folks. Let's see. How do I need to do this? We're gonna take this here and we're gonna twist it a bit like that. Tentacle that comes around like this. So I'm getting pretty good at regaining the 1 meal a day mentality. The one thing I do need to do though is work on pushing it back in the day so that I'm not eating. So that my 1 meal is like around noon or 1 o'clock instead of at 9 a.m. That'll help keep the ghrelin active in my system longer before I break my fast in the mornings. So I should have better overall stability. He's just got a giant spoon. They gave the giant a spoon. Unstoppable. Owen Raw. So there you go. He's having fun. This is a lot of fun. Let's just be perfectly honest. This is awesome. Cuttlefish. And you know. Oh yeah, totes disassemble. Think that. Well, hey Hornetica, how you doing, my guy? Let's bring that down just a bit in size. There, and I think we can take the sample and dump it in the trash. Blip. We got all this. Time to take that up to full. Yeah, so this is coming along pretty nicely. Let's see, what do we need to do? I think I want to take now he gets to spoon up the rocks and throw them himself. It's like a game. That's so silly. Illithid are playful creatures. No, they aren't. That's a complete lie. Illithid are not playful creatures. Let's see. I should leave that open. I feel like, yeah. Onetico, man, how's the animation progress coming along? A little bit blah 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 bigger. I have a solution to this. I know how to pop out windows now. Pop out chat. Just gonna do some more work on it today because I'm gonna be busy with family stuff tomorrow. Yeah, right on, my man. Right on. I wish you great success, my friend. I think this sits pretty. Yeah. Good. All right, we're in a really good spot here. Really, really good spot. I'm going to drop the opacity on ye old cuttlefish. And redraw it less sketchy. Still has a bit of scratchiness to it. But that's more me than anything, obviously. It's not the illustration's fault it's scratchy, that's for sure. You know, I was redoing this to have less scratchiness, Kearney, not the same amount of scratchiness. Do you maybe want to work on your technique here a little bit, son? Ah, well, we're figuring it out. Whoa. Yeah. Text. Good. Merge down. Building that stuff out. There we go. We know all these ropes and stuff are still in there, even if the illustration doesn't show it. Just like with the Bob Ross paintings that we do on Saturdays. We have it there in case it's needed. I'll take a sip of coffee here in a minute. Trimmed out of it. Here. That. Sketchy as shit, Kearney. What's up with you? Better than before, though. Alright, I think at this point we can just start coloring and we'll just fix it as we go. Let's work on that back. Yeah, that's all. The more I'm working on this illustration, the less happy I am with the beach illustration that I made. Like, I don't like how those cuttlefish look at all. I think I can do a hell of a lot better. That's disappointing. I'm angry at myself for letting that composition move along as far as it did. It's useful for framing color and stuff in the moment, but I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to change those fish. So that's okay. That's part of the process. That's what we're doing here. So we're going to take this into cuddle fish. Redo that there. And now we're going to conceal our cuddle. I'm going to start blocking in color. I'm just going to steal the same colors that we use for our ballista down there. Block this guy in. Again, I could probably do like a select all inverse fill bucket function thing, but I like manually filling stuff in like this. I'm always looking to improve my skill set while I'm working on pieces instead of worrying about automation. Like, I'd rather get faster at being able to accurately draw a line than get better at clicking the fill button, you know? I am the fill button. Feel the pain. At making the fill button work for me. And fair enough. So I basically draw all my colors by hand. Yeah, it's honestly it's a good skill. Like I'm still figuring out how to be able to freehand a perfect circle, you know, Da Vinci style. But I'm getting there. My targeting is getting really good. My spatial, just being able to eyeball spatial proportions is getting really, really strong at this point for me. There's, I've got a decent. I mean, it happens over and over again here on the screen. I've got a pretty good shot at hitting. I've got a pretty good chance at hitting the skill shots that I make when I'm drawing a line, like to merge into another one, or to hit a curve, or to get the ratios right. I'm getting pretty good at just being able to get it right on the fly, which means that overall my compositions get stronger because because I'm building a better relationship with what I'm perceiving happening with how things actually pan out. If that does that make any sense? Hopefully that makes some sense. But yeah, the more you do things by hand, the better your eye gets at perceiving what the hand needs to do. I mean, everything kind of works that way. Like I remember when I used to run around with like 30 phone numbers in my memory, knowing who they were each for, because I didn't have a cell phone, and I sure didn't want to. I didn't want to carry a book around with everyone's phone numbers in them. So like I've seen too many pockets get picked, and to rely on having those numbers on a piece of paper, just it never settled well for me. Granted, I've gotten dumb since the invention of the cell phone. I've noticed significantly how my ability to retain phone numbers has eroded since I picked up a cell phone. But that's automation for you. It's the same thing. I don't mind filling that in, except that I did it wrong. Like once I hit my edging, I'm pretty okay with like doing a fill in like that. That doesn't really feel so much like cheating. Like I'm not trying to set up a gospel here. I'm just talking about general principles. We'll go grab some asteroid art for the rocks here in a bit. Actually, let's just go ahead and grab that now. Where do I want to be? We're gonna go find some rocks. I guess it's gonna be in Combat 1. That's a big chunk. Actually, let's just go to Topola's Tower again. Mama Hunt. There. Nice chunky rocks here for you, sons. These rocks are fun to make. Man, I enjoyed building those asteroids. That was a fun little adventure. I'll grab a lighter color initially just to help differentiate. Cool. Now, line, color, color. Let's go back to the cuttlefish. Cuttle. Line. Color. There we go. Now let's go. Grab our base. Yeah, I gotta fix all that shit. That's just fucking ugly. It's okay. Sometimes that's the path. Yeah, okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what the right way to do this is. We'll leave the cuttlefish in front for now. And we'll potentially have to juggle positioning on these things. But for now, this is okay. Well, that probably wasn't very smart. I feel like I did something stupid. Hold on. See how far back I can go to see if I actually did fuck up. I think I'm gonna fuck up. Yeah, I fucked up. All right, well, we gotta own it, so I'm gonna put all that back in place. There. All right. So what did I fuck up? I merged all this down into a single layer without keeping the tentacles separated from the actual frame of the body, which I'm going to need, which I need to do for me to be able to properly stack the that, and I need to grab this. There. That was easily fixed. Good. Be good. So there's my body. There. And now we'll do the tentacles. I think I have 20 minutes left. Is that right? Yeah, 7:42. Okay, so 20 minutes left. We'll get this color done, and then we can start working on the shading. See, I've got this space in here that's obviously being eaten up by tentacles, but I don't actually have it. It's just negative space. I'll get back to that pocket here in a second. You can see it. So I got this tentacle that's going to flow down into the body here. Like that. Oh yeah, I guess it does eat up the whole space. Holy Hannah. I see what happens. It got pulled in. All right, let's pull that out. Hold on. There. Now that'll work. Actually, I do not need to be doing that. There. And that's good. That's good. Anymore. Okay, I think we're good here. That'll all fix itself. I don't need to have that mask. That doesn't hurt, that mask. Yeah. I want that behind that. Seems like it's working. Where are we at? 751? Yeah, we may as well stop here. This is a decent spot. So we come back next time. Next time we'll be back streaming. This will be on Monday. We'll be back tomorrow working on the Abyssal Weapon book cover, Inorevan's Shatterer, and we'll be back. And then we're going to be back tomorrow afternoon to continue working, just continue analyzing the Monstrous Compendium for Eldraine monsters as a Magic the Gathering color, 5-color mana philosophy exploration on how Wizards is looking at creatures from Magic the Gathering and translating them into D&D. We are similarly looking at how D&D is translating back into MTG, and how the cards that those cards are inspired from has additional ideas that we can extract color magic information from to incorporate into the D&D project, the rewrite that we'll be doing, because we're reformatting all of my color mana books once one D&D comes out. Once we knew what the new code is, we'll know how we need to update all the characters to be able to properly work with the color mana system, so it remains relevant in 6th edition as much as it does in 5th edition. So that's where we're at. I'm done for the day. Thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. If you're new to the channel, you're lurking, you are welcome to step up and say hey next time. If this stuff is cool to you, consider subscribing to keep notifications of when I'm live in my other projects in the future as well. I do this 6 days a week, so I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. God's grace. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Thanks a lot for being here, and I am out.